Internet.
Hi, Internet. How you doing?
Internet.
So we're talking a little bit about Christmas and everything, and of course, happy belated, sir. I did
Thank you.
mean to say that to you. I
My
knew
cousin
that. I
is
just
also born on Christmas.
it's been a bit of an evening
It
so
gets
far.
lost in the sauce.
You know, it's and as a New Year's Eve guy, I 1000% feel you. You know, it's So the idea of like just kind of like doing a lunch, that we'd fucking love that.
Yeah.
Go over in the morning, do the presents with the kids, and then be like,
Yeah, man.
we'll call you in the evening and come by and play games with you. Like, because
Absolutely.
right now what it is we kind of go back and forth all throughout the day. Like, we go over for presents, I leave, come back home, let the dog out, spend a little time with him. Honestly, get away from the family for a minute. You know, she wants to be there. I'm there because I'm married to it. And you know, also, let's face it, it's about the kids, right?
Yeah.
That's the day. It's
Exactly.
completely about the niblets. That's what it's about.
Melissa with Annapolis.
So they're over there handling business and
doing
shit.
stuff.
Check her ass out.
Talk to text.
So,
Yeah, except I'm connected to the Bluetooth here, so I can turn my phone on. Hold on.
oh,
There
okay.
you go.
Hi, Robert.
Yeah,
this
no,
is Melissa with Annapolis Tours and Crawls.
We
Just
decided.
let it happen. Just
Yeah.
let it happen.
So go ahead, continue.
We decided. I don't know. God, man, shit. It's probably almost. I don't know. At least 6-7 years ago, that we were like, yeah, family Christmas is done. We're done with that. We're bored with that. Like, and it's not that we don't love like our family, but like my two older brothers, they both each have 2 kids. And those kids are older, so they have families. Like, one just got engaged, and like, you know what I mean. So like, they got their own things going on,
Right.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we just decided, we're like, look, we don't need to do. And like you said, like, my mom's getting older, her parents are getting older.
Yeah.
They will do the family thing because that's like what they're supposed to do, right? You know,
Right,
that generation.
right.
But like, why? Why torture yourself?
Yeah.
Like, we're fine. You don't need to torture yourself for me. I'm fine.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So
Make it easy.
yeah. So yeah, we
If you
decided that a
don't
long time
have
ago.
to, tap the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
Well, and that's the thing with the sister. Getting back to that, it's just you claim you hate cooking, you hate having to set up everything. I get why you're hosting the day. You don't have to do that part just because it's in your house.
yeah.
As Melissa's grandmother had gotten older, she had confided in Mel that she actually hated cooking Thanksgiving and she hated cooking Christmas, but it was always at her house, so she always felt obligated. She looked at Mel and said, "You're a better cook. You come over and do it." And Mel would be the night before Thanksgiving. I would drive her out there, drop her off. I'd go do my work and all that shit. The next morning, pick up my mom, drive over. We'd all do Thanksgiving together. Maybe we go home that night. Maybe we go home the next day, right?
Right.
Christmas Eve, drop her ass off, hang out with her for a little bit, go home later in the evening, go to bed, wake up in the morning, pick up my mom, drive back out. Like, it was just fucking simple, you know?
Right.
And
Right.
that was somebody realizing, tap out. It ain't gotta be you.
That's
If
right.
someone in the house does it better, let them fucking do it.
Let him fucking do it.
Let them fucking do it. And you know, I would say certainly, Alan, if I did not have like nieces, nephews, all that in the immediate area, her and I, that we do what you do.
Yeah.
We just go fucking
Yeah,
eat
ours
somewhere
are
nice, go to
older.
friends, you
Yeah, I
know.
don't know how young, like, yeah.
Oh, they're young.
Yeah, ours are older.
6'4" and 3 months.
Yeah, we've got like 20s and teens.
Yeah, and then
so like we're good.
And then the other one who's now down in Chesapeake, who we visited last week, which was very lovely,
Sure,
are
Billy says that Alan's looking fresh as fuck.
sporting the Newcastle
That
stuff.
Adidas
And
swag.
Nicole's looking bitter.
Yeah. The show hasn't even started
I
yet.
know.
Settle down,
yeah,
kids.
we haven't gotten there.
Yeah.
We've
All right,
got-
we'll talk
Where's
about
my
the
freaking
pending.
pen?
We'll talk about the pending sodomy charges against Duran. Yeah.
Oh, sodomy.
Now,
You boys aren't
I just
doing it
want
right.
to say I thought I had a pretty clever sound drop. She thought it was dumb. I was going to say Char's
beer?
post interview was the beer's outside. We're doing sound check. Then we're going to go get all the alcohol. The Char's post interview. I was going to use the old viral YouTube video of the dude going, "Those are my coins. I collected them."
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's my flash drive. Don't look at it unless you want to see dick. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Woo!
be good.
Hey, watch yourself, Mr. Booty
like
Hole
it.
Man. And I thought that would have been perfect.
It would.
A perfect
Kathy is
interview.
watching us on
She said,
live.
"Not funny."
Oh, she just doesn't get it.
She doesn't get
Yeah.
it. She doesn't get it.
Nicole agrees with me.
My thought on it is,
Not funny.
if you're gonna stick your foot in somebody's ass, you gotta get it out your face first.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess so.
we'll pull up the picture again to show you.
It's yeah.
What, are you gonna tell me he rolled his ankle? Okay.
We're all ready for that. We're ready for it. That's save it for the main show. Let's save
So
it for the
he
main
injured
show.
himself and got
No,
himself
I'm not
sent off.
showing the
like,
ankle. I'm not showing. Not something as so pedestrian as the ankle. I just
So,
want you to look at something
at the end
and
of the
give me
day,
an honest assumption.
We had like
That's what I was
65% possession and we were up
Do
1-0
you-
at that point. Didn't
Do you
matter.
see that
Didn't
face?
matter.
Yeah, look at him staring at where he's stepping.
You think there's no eyebrows arched, there's nothing in the face,
what does
there's
that even
no
mean?
contentment.
What is your
this
point
is
there?
not a guy who is trying to step on another
Yeah,
guy's
that's a guy
back.
that's
You know what I
definitely
see?
like,
You know what I
ooh.
see? I see a motherfucking 5-head because
Yeah.
it's much larger than a 4-head.
I see a three-match band is what I
That was
see.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
And so
Ridiculous.
so like I said, the bird was good. Everything was
Yeah.
it's again we're the aunt and uncle, and it's more about having fun with the kids, and it's just what it is, but it's always leaves you a little disappointed when it's all said and done. It's the one thing I would say that is a positive for this year as opposed to other years. And, Mel, feel free to chime in at any time because I don't want it to just all be me rambling about the day when it's your family and your things.
You're throwing yourself under the bus live on the internet. Just Gex says on Twitter, TikTok, fuck me. DU football show just got way drippier.
It's so drippy. So drippy.
All the drip.
We had a great time with my
Yeah.
family.
The-
My family just doesn't like food the way we do.
Here's what I was gonna say.
They're
Is
fine with
fortunately
cardboard pizza, and they don't like.
the holiday as a whole, the lead up to Christmas was much better this year than most years. We got to do a lot.
We did more than we ever done
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? You're a married man, Alan. Let me ask you this. When it's your wife is getting birthday presents or something, do you help out your in-laws and give them guidance?
Wait, so you're saying like if my in-laws are looking for birthday presents for my wife?
If they're buying anything for your wife, do they like come to you or do you go to them for some guidance?
I don't go to them because I know more about her than they know about
No,
her.
but they're doing it. They're
But
doing the
if
buying.
they come, if they come to me, I'll help them out. I'll
Okay.
be like, yeah, she said she wants like a towel warmer. or
Right.
whatever.
Do you have to actively go out and find them and tell them this is what she wants, or do
No,
they
if
come
they
to you?
ask
But what if your wife asks you to?
If my wife asked me to go to them
Right.
to help them, then yeah, I'd probably go. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't help that hard.
No,
Like-
but if your wife
Like
said,
if I was
"Hey,"
like, hey, and they didn't
yeah,
answer and
if
didn't
your
call me
wife
back,
said
that's it. That's we're done.
specifically, hey, this year, so I don't get, a onesie, a thing that doesn't work, a jersey I already have. Could you help my mom out? And
You
here's
are-
my suggestion.
You are adding words to that sentence that were not uttered to me.
I feel like I'm
You
backing
said,
out of this now.
You said there are a couple of
You got set
things.
up, dude.
You said there are a couple of
Feel like
things that
I'm
I'd
backing
like you to talk to my mom about, and
Right.
and I will openly admit
You're right. And how many of those things did you talk to her about?
as I was starting to say, I will openly admit I flat out forgot to. I flat out forgot to.
It's okay. You must have been helping your other wife. Cole, how was your Christmas?
I also had nibblings.
I,
did a
Might have been
lot of
slightly
stuff.
stressed out this month, but
Yeah.
I don't know why
but
you
that's
weren't
okay.
working.
Yeah, that might be why I'm stressed out right now. But it's what it is.
What else were you doing? You've been sitting on the couch eating bonbons and watching The Real Housewives of Dundalk.
Damn.
Oh, don't you?
She went Peggy Bundy.
Real Housewives of Dundalk.
No, that would not be what
Dundalk.
I've
We
been.
Are you up on the up and rising music scene of
Listen.
Dundalk?
Dundalk? No, I'm not.
It was a
My
bit
future
on
first
SNL.
husband knows good and
Oh, I
goddamn
did
well
see
if
this.
he's gonna watch any of those Real Housewives shows, it's gonna be Atlanta.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
Atlanta.
fair.
It's gonna be Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah, I dropped the ball. It's what it is.
Sure, Billy says he was busy looking for a job. Fuck them gifts.
Yeah. Well, hey. Thank you, Shore Billy.
He's got your back.
As you think it
what-
helps,
did
as
you
you
get
think
a-
it
did you get
helps,
something
it
that you don't
doesn't.
need?
Oh, I definitely got fuzzy pink slippers that I can't walk in.
That
'cause
have
they're
a
like
heel.
platform and have like a whole thing, and then
Yeah.
your foot sinks into
Yeah.
them. And the same jersey Sam got me last year.
Yeah,
But
bought
now
her
Cole has
the
it.
white away villa kit from last year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Look, my mom does the same thing
Ask,
for Kelly.
ask Sam what
gets
he
her, like,
got
shit that she
from
doesn't
my
need.
family.
What'd you get?
Well, hold on one second. If we're going to compare apples to apples,
Don't
The-
qualify it. Just say what you got.
from her stepfather, who paid for her haircut, which is not cheap. I got a pair of iPods.
Oh, okay. That's
But
nice.
it wasn't from her family. It was from her
Thank you
stepfather.
for your leftover ones.
Just yeah, you got a pair of fucking.
I think that makes it even better for you though, because she gets a set. now.
She did. Jan did buy me the warm up
nice.
kit.
That's nice.
And that is from this year. There will be a conversation with Jan about if you're going to buy Melissa
No, they
a
did
Villa
not give him
kit.
a Strand Larson jersey.
She needs to talk to me.
Okay.
No, it would have clearly been a Stan Larson jersey, the way it should be spelled, right?
And what else did my family get you?
I got a game that's kind of for all of us. It's called Cover Your Assets, a little card game. We affectionately call it Gank Yo Shit because the whole point of the game is
Sounds
to
like
gank other people's shit. So
And
I got the pants, and that was and a pair of socks, and I don't wear those kind of socks, and that was it. That's what I got.
and we're not counting the microwave.
That was for both of us.
It's never for both of us.
Nah, house
Microwave
items are
air
for both.
fryer combo.
Nah.
Oh, that's kinda nice. What
that's
kind
a
is it, though?
community prize.
Yeah, that's a community gift.
There you go.
Yeah,
What,
and
what
it's
brand is it?
GE.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they just came out like recently where they're doing the microwave and air fryer combo, and we're like,
I'm like, that's the world. I don't
makes
need
sense.
a grill air fryer. I don't need, but
Yeah.
the microwave, broiler, convection oven, air fryer thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
They do both, Skip?
yeah, they do now.
OAF, both?
Yeah, they do both now.
Wow.
And there's a button where you can have them do them both at the same time. I don't know what the
I don't even know what that
technology
means.
is,
Yeah.
but it's great to be alive.
Yeah, so that was for both of us, and it was prefaced as for both of us when they brought the present and put it down in front of us.
Yeah.
But it was when my mom asked me for suggestions for Sam. That's what I said.
Just
So we're going to go out back and just,
no, don't. I've learned. I've surrendered. It's not worth it. I used to wonder when I first met this lovely woman and would spend time at the beach, why did all the men seem like they had given up? I now know why. She thinks it's a joke. It's serious. I just now know why.
Yeah,
It's just,
I get it now.
it's just, I'll you know what? I'll have my cigar. I'll have my whiskey. I'll have my little happiness. Don't need to win those. Just don't. It's
Keeps
just,
his
it's okay.
whiskey neat.
And I also drink my coffee black as well. So if you want to do the whole song, but real quick on
Cole's trying to keep it together.
Shore Billy on the job front, I will hint a little bit. I do have 2 opportunities. I'm in interviewing processes with both. I feel very confident with both. They would both be back in whiskey again.
Nice.
For me, it comes down to which one do I think offers better stability, because frankly, on the brand side, it's hard to imagine there's any real stability beyond 3 years.
Yeah,
Brand becomes very popular, it's going to get sold.
right.
If the brand doesn't do well, they run out of money and you get let go, which is what happened with my last gig.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So what it is who's going to give me the opportunity to grow as much as humanly possible? That was the one advantage of the last job. I moved up in positions 3 separate occasions. It allows me to be able to go into my next round of interviews and go, well, yeah, I'm a multi-state manager. I managed 5 different states. I've handled control states. I've handled free, like lawless cities like the District of Columbia, where there are no laws. Fuck laws. I've
no
handled.
laws.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking the claws.
Handled small independent states like Maryland, which don't have big chains, but they have a couple of big chains. So I also understand how big chains work. So I'm able to just kind of go into it and go, I understand any situation you want to put me into,
business,
and I can do it, and I can sell.
Yeah.
And it also helps. One of the two brands is with the distributor that I've been with when I was with Whistle Pig and with Westward. So those people have already reached out to them and said,
You know what it looks like.
that's your candidate. Like that's the guy you want to talk to. So instead of it even being going through, I applied online, I sent my resume, but it was have them call me directly, them directly. Hey, I know you already applied. Just send me your resume now.
That's right.
Right. So I can give it to the right people and we can start that process.
I haven't cold interviewed in like a decade.
Particularly for us in sales, that's what that is. Like it is absolutely networking. It's absolutely who you know, and it's absolutely your reputation in the streets. What accounts do you know? Who do you know? How do you sell? What do you sell? What is your experience? What's your relationship with the distributor if you deal with one? Like all of that. That is what matters.
Yep.
And my interviews mostly now, at least over the past few years, have been tell me the accounts you know, tell me the places you could do, what can you already get started right away? What would be your long-term goals? So it's so like I said, I've got two opportunities. It's there. It's so
Just go in and lay your dick on the table.
is
it.
that
Basically.
early January I'm employed. So that's
Hell yeah.
hopefully starting the 2nd through like the 6th, we're already doing interviews, and by the end of the week I'm getting an offer and I'm starting. That's what I'm hoping for.
There
So
you go.
so that's all going well. So that's the
awesome.
job front there for me. And I've run my mouth enough for sound check. Mel, would you like to do anything more?
Nope.
Okay.
That was easy.
There we go. All right. I am muting the main show. Sure, Billy said take your time. He's going to go eat dinner with the wife now.
We're
Well,
back.
sorry,
We're
Shore
back.
Billy. We're about to start.
We're here now.
Literally 1 minute ago, Shore Billy said that.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and do a show then.
Okie dokie. I got to get myself ready over here. I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no. Don't laugh at that.
His glasses are cool.
Don't laugh at that.
Yeah, I mean, Westward did some fun ass shit.
Yeah.
And just didn't have enough money to keep me employed.
Right.
They made really cool glasses.
Are you ready?
We are ready.
You ready? You ready? 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 Ready?
This is Villanista Nicole, and I'm just waiting for Mel to pass on so I can be Big Sam's second wife. You're listening to DU Football Show.
Cole.
Damn.
Cole, darling, you're not the only one. I don't mean it, Mel. My wife's been a lot this week.
Oh, at first I thought you said.
I'm ready to move on to wife number 2.
Anyway.
You know?
Anyway.
Just how it works. It's what it is. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Snub of my lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by 2 common American schmucks. Actually 3 this week. Really 4 if you want to include producer Mel. I'm your host, Sam Houston. Mr. Graham is away, actually at the hospital as we speak, getting ready for their 4th child, so he will be away for a few months to take care of all of that. But sitting in tonight,
Congrats.
we've got, first off, the woman that once explored her sexuality with us, the Villanista, Nicole. How you doing, darling?
I'm doing great.
Excellent, excellent. And then, of course, my brother in the drip, the drippiest of drippiest.
Thank you, sir.
1/3 of the middle class holes, which I was
1/3.
recently on.
You were.
My boy Alan. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, you know, it's good. And of course, on the 1s and 2s, we have producer Mel. How you doing over there?
I'm good. I had spent the afternoon with Clydesdales and a corgi.
Yeah, a corgi. That's the
A
important.
un corgi.
I would say they build it as corgis, but you got corgi. Is all you got.
There were more corgis, but we were in the bar and missed them.
Ah, now the true story comes out. The true story comes out.
Priorities.
Priorities.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, streaming live every single Monday night, a little earlier than normal because, well, Graham doesn't have 8 children to put to bed. We don't have to worry about that. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Alan, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Oh, well, of course, we're on all your favorite social media platforms. We're at DU Football Show on your Instagrams, your Twitters, your YouTubes, your Twitches. Are you guys on X still?
We
Is it
are.
Twitter?
We're on X, but
still call it Twitter.
we're also on Blue. We call it Twitter as well. We're on Blue Sky as well.
And Grinder, Pornhub, all the good stuff. Find us on there at DU Football Show. And of course, email us, please, at dufootballshow@gmail.com.
Very good. Well, there's only one person who emails us. It's the one person that emails you. It's
Yep,
Keith Kern.
Basically.
Much like I said on your show, I will say again now, there's one person just outside of Frederick, Maryland, that is fist bumping and mule kicking right now because 2 worlds have collided.
Yeah.
He's a very, very happy man.
He was at the pub. When was this? Wednesday? Yeah, or Thursday?
Yeah.
The day after
Thursday.
Christmas?
Yeah.
And I told him, and he was like, but what do you mean? Are you recording how you're recording both? I was like, dude, we got this. There's so much content coming out. Yeah.
I'm going to go home and just be brilliant all night long.
He's going to be
fantastic. Fantastic.
He's so pumped.
Yeah, of course. He's going to lose his goddamn mind. Sorry, Russ. And of course, we're also on TikTok as well. And we do
TikTok,
all that stuff. And by the way, I'm a bear, and you being a fellow gentleman of larger carriage would know it's not Grinder. We're on Growler, big boy.
Growler,
we're on Growler, big boy.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. And even though he's not here, we vow to still have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. The list continues for Whiskey Advocate's Top 20. Fear not, Mr. Graham has a little sample for himself, and he will have a sample of every single whiskey as we continue down the list. Nicole, why don't you tell us about what today's entry is?
Absolutely. Today's whiskey is the Bushmills 10-year private reserve, and it's not the Bordeaux cask.
It's the Bordeaux cask.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the Bordeaux cask.
Okay, gotcha.
What he said.
It is the Bordeaux.
Nobody's going to know.
The description reads, the finest of the 2024 Bushmills Private Reserve U.S. exclusives. Its 4-year finish in first fill Pomerol wine casks serves up a fresh take on Bushmills 10-year-old. This has a sweet malty nose of roasted nuts, dried vine fruit, cranberry, star anise, and glazed chocolate donut. The palate is a delicious melange of caramel, vanilla, chocolate babka, mango, passion fruit, cherry, raspberry coulis, and cinnamon, pushing all the chips in for a magnificent finish of black cherry peppercorn and tiramisu.
You
Shut
can
the front door, y'all.
I missed my calling. I should just write fucking description.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I think Alan, are you muted by chance?
Oh, maybe. That's probably smart.
Yeah. There we go.
Let's probably do that.
All right. The nose is phenomenal. The nose is very phenomenal. You can definitely tell it's French wine. You know, it has that kind of vibe to it.
Definitely. And you definitely get that big cherry.
To be
Big
expected.
cherry.
I was going to say.
I don't know for certain, so I could be saying this wrong. Pomerol, I believe, is right bank, so that would be predominantly Merlot based on a Bordeaux. So all of those descriptors make a lot of sense. Merlot will tend to have a little bit of chocolatiness to it as well. So far, we've just had a shit ton of malts so far. The first 3 whiskeys have all been a single malt of some variant, right? So we had
Right.
an American single malt. We had an Australian single malt last week, which was, both of those were quite delightful. And then this one, the Bushmills 10 is a single malt as well. And I know next week's is a single malt too. There's a shit ton of Scottish. I mean, obviously I already know what the list is because I've, went out and procured it.
Right.
Lot of barley whiskey on this year's. It's predominantly single malts. It's
Yeah.
almost all single malts. So, your thoughts, kids? What do you think?
I definitely get that peppercorn in the finish too. It
Yeah,
is fantastic.
Delicious. Like I was pleasantly surprised because I'm not normally Bushmills isn't a name that I've picked up
Right.
traditionally. But yeah, no, I would absolutely indulge in this.
I'm going to pour a little bit over ice here too because we got shit to talk about today. The first segment we got a lot of shit to talk about. Let me pass that on over to you, kids, in case you should want some. There's the cap for you as well. One of the big misnomers is the religious war of Jameson versus Bushmills, that Jameson's is a Catholic whiskey and that Bushmills is a Protestant whiskey. I do this every year, but I'm going to do it again just in case there's new listeners. That is utter and complete bullshit. It was Catholic versus Protestant whiskey. The Bushmills was made to the north and mostly Protestant areas, but it is not anymore because all of these brands have been bought and sold so much that they are currently English and Mexican. So the Jose Cuervo company owns Bushmills,
makes sense, yeah.
and that is Mexican-based company.
Yep.
That's also represented by England because it's Proximo who handles them, and then Jameson is. I'm sorry. It's not English and Mexican. It's English and French because Jameson is Pernod Ricard, which is a French company. So it's English and French. It's not Irish Catholic and Irish Protestant. It's an old wise tale. Don't let that shit hang you up from drinking some whiskey. If it's whiskey, fucking drink it, right?
Yeah.
And Nicole, what else should we always do when we're drinking our whiskey?
Remember to drink responsibly.
Had a girl. Good job. See, we don't need Graham. Fuck him. Never. We'll be all right. Yeah.
Cheers.
Let's have a good show, kids. All right.
Sammy?
Yes.
Sure, Billy says, just don't open with Villa and Newcastle.
Except for we are. We open with the battle for Europe heating up. And if I didn't open up with a match that has 3 of the 4 persons in the room, their teams, they'd all attack me. Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0, Forest 1, Tottenham 0, Fulham 2, Chelsea 1. First to you, Alan, it feels like Newcastle is finally starting to wake up. We thought they woke up when they beat Arsenal, and then it kind of all went to shit after that.
Yeah. Yep.
Is the team finally clicking? Are they finally they're here?
Yeah, I think I think we figured some things out. We were still a little injury plagued, I think, coming into the season. I mean, we still are. If you're counting Botman still being out, so we're still playing Burn at the back,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think he figured out how to get Tonali into the midfield.
That was really
with Bruno and
necessarily.
Joelinton.
Yeah,
I
very
think it just
necessary.
took him. He wanted to play him down one of the sides, and then he doesn't want him sitting as the 6. I think he wants him as his 8, but it works with the trio that they have.
Yeah.
He's got the athleticism to push forward and get back. So him sitting in the 6 has changed everything. It lets press resistant Bruno do his thing, and then Joelinton batters whoever's in the way.
Right.
So yeah, no, I think we kind of got back to that system that we liked, 2 years ago.
And how about that move for Joe Linton from last year, taking him, because initially he was playing up front, moving him back to the midfield has seemed to be everything for him.
Yeah. Well, actually, I would say that was more. That was actually probably under Rafa that it actually happened. We had an injury, or we had, I think, somebody sent off, and we ended up sliding him back. And then since then, he's never left the midfield.
Yeah.
Really. We'll play him out on the left when we've been injury plagued, but he's never gone centrally ever again since those days.
What a goal from Anthony Gordon to start things off. I mean, that was a fucking peach.
Yes. Yeah. The forwards are all seeming to find form. Isak, obviously, with 10 goals in the last 11 games or something crazy. So yeah, I think everything's starting to click. We've finally figured out. I think he's figured out his best 11. That best 11 now includes your $50 million Italian midfielder that you've been waiting on. Right. Yeah. We bought a Porsche and locked it up for a year.
I heard somebody likes to make the occasional bet.
Oh yeah, he's still I'm sure he's in Weatherspoons playing a daily. You know what I mean? Come on, don't get it twisted. You got to get yourself an interpreter to run your stuff, to run your bets for you, like Otani.
Right,
Switch of
exactly.
sports, yeah.
But
exactly.
That's the way to do it.
But no, I think like you said, I think we found something. I think we've turned a corner. We'll see. As long as we can stay healthy, we should be getting Botman back here in the next month, which is huge for us. So yeah.
Well, then you're able to get Byrne back out to the outside, and that helps more.
I think Byrne will find himself more rotational because Hall and Tino have locked them wings.
Hall has done very well.
Hall has
he's done really,
tremendous.
really well. Now, Cole.
Yeah.
Another fucking early goal for Villa. This has just been a constant this season. It seems like every fucking match.
Yep.
There's an early goal. And in this one, you can't put this on Emmy. I mean, it was a perfect shot. It's just like.
It was beautifully placed. I will not take that. I mean, I sat there and was like, okay, all right. So early goal again. I think they're waiting a little too long in the first half to really click, and everybody is still kind of making their move early in the match. They don't exactly have their role kind of solidified yet. And
But you got to imagine at some point they need, like, it's not like Emery's a new coach. He's been their coach. This
yeah.
wasn't a problem last year.
Right.
Like, what is it about just not coming out of the locker room, being fucking awake and ready to go? It's just, Mel, if
Yeah.
you like to chime in as well, obviously it's your team. I mean, it's got to be fucking frustrating as a supporter to just every fucking week this happens, it seems.
it does. Well, and I think, you know, between last season and this season, the difference is obviously champions, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Champions League definitely has affected it.
Yeah,
it
for
affected
sure.
it affected Newcastle when they were in the Champions League too.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
it's one of
fun,
those
but
things.
brutal.
Yeah. Well, and it reminded me of the very first season I started watching Villa, and I was watching this match like I've watched, you know, others this season, thinking to myself, oh, okay, well, they got it out of the way early and we're going to come back. We're going to equalize and things are going to move forward from there. And that was not what happened.
No, not at all. Let's
boy.
go ahead and get into it because let's face it, at the end of the day, Newcastle rolled. They won 3-0. This is yet again the third time in a row that, frankly, Newcastle has handed Villa their asses.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just been what it is. But
To quote Charbelli, it could have been 6-0.
it very easily could have
Very
been.
well could have been, yeah.
Now let's go ahead and get into why the game got out of hand, and that would be, what was it, the 36th minute? I want
I
to
was going to say it was like the first half hour, yeah.
Yeah, where setting the stage, Fabian Schär can be a bit of an instigator, and he
A
had
little bit.
he had down at the other end of the pitch had just instigated. It was with Matty Cash where Schär actually grabbed his jersey and pulled him to the ground.
I don't believe it.
But Schär fell down as well, and Schär somehow managed to get the call for Newcastle. And then was vocal about it and chesty about it, and knowing he pulled one over, and that didn't sit well with the Villa players. There was a little bit of a scuffle, and then no sooner does that happen within 2 minutes down on the other end of the pitch, John Duran and Schär tumble over one another. What the referee sees is Duran's foot hitting the back of Schär, bouncing up Schär, ultimately hitting him in the head, and he handed him a red card. VAR check, and it upheld. Now, I know we all have a very difference of opinions, and I will get into that, but I'm going to let you ladies take the floor first because I know your stance on it, and Alan and I have a completely opposite stance. So please feel free. Mel, do you want to go first, or Cole, would you like to go first?
I will let Cole go first
I can
because I
absolutely go first.
am
So I
Bitter.
think there were,
bitter.
as you explained, there was a little bit of a lead up to that, right?
Oh,
Like,
it's absolutely why this happens. This doesn't happen if what happened at the other end of the pitch doesn't happen.
That's right. And so I think, you know, one of the reasons why Duran went so hard in the paint, you know, for lack of a better metaphor,
Not wrong.
was the other end of the pitch. And it's not uncommon, right? You see it all the time. Arsenal does it, and dare I say, Forrest has gotten really good at it. So, yeah, he thought he was going to be able to kind of get some of his own, and he was making the play for the ball until everybody tumbled over and everybody fell down.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, going for the tackle, he did lose his footing. I also have a TiVo. I watched the clip. It's under 30 seconds, and for those of you who are older than the internet, I think I watched this thing more than a 1999 30-second porn clip. Like, just,
That a girl.
it was
Nice.
it was so many times. It was probably unhealthy, but.
we
it-
were slowing it down.
Some
we were
would say the
changing
same about the porn
angle.
clip too.
we were zooming in to see what the
Right.
facial expressions
Well,
were.
And at the end of the day, I don't think it has anything to do with the facial expressions. For me, it was definitely whether or not that was the intent. I don't
There's
think,
no intent.
I don't think. I think the intent was the tackle.
They were both going for the ball at
And-
full strength, which a week ago we were all sitting here applauding that shit.
And I think that's exactly why Unai has decided to start Duran over Watkins is that aggressive play, right? And has been praised for it so far in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
He's scored in every game he's started now.
Right.
Yeah.
And so on the one hand, he's like, okay, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do gangster shit.
Right.
And at the end of the day, yeah, you got the tackle, but you also pulled the red because you absolutely like fell over onto another player. And I you know, one of the reasons why I like the Premier League and why I, you know, just gave up on NFL is because NFL is trash, right? Player safety has never come first. I do admire the Premier League for that. On the other hand, was it a red? It was not. It in my viewing of it, it wasn't.
But do you think it was a
wasn't.
yellow?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. 1,000%. 1,000% it was a yellow for sure. I don't think it was a red.
No.
Allow me to retort.
and that does change the outline of the game. That red card changes the game.
Alan, I think you beg to differ in that regards. What was the stat you threw out there?
Maybe is all I'm saying to that.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
I think it was. I want to say it was like 63% possession. We were already a goal up. They weren't.
It was
looking,
20 minutes in.
They weren't looking good. It was 30 minutes.
It was
minutes
30 minutes in, yeah, but
So
still,
it was, under 10 minutes to half. Like,
do I think
now
it
you
takes
know how
away?
arguments go with me at my house.
Yeah.
The line is going to move.
See,
The
but-
goalposts
yeah.
are going to constantly shuffle.
the
Just be
best
ready
part
for
is
it.
the facts don't care about them feelings.
no. My feelings do not care about your facts.
Yeah,
Perfectly
no,
fine. That
it's
doesn't
fine.
change the facts.
I mean, I think it does take away Newcastle's clean sheets. I think maybe Villa scores a goal.
yeah, I think you guys you guys make it a game, but
When Watkins came on, we should have scored a goal.
Yeah.
you guys almost got
think
one. Yeah, with 10 minutes.
The whole momentum shifted, and
We got
you know,
manhandled.
Exactly. Emery talks about this in his post-match recap. You know, he says that having the red that early, you know, you try to train to recover from that sort of thing, and you know, stay focused and stay in the match. But having something like that happen that early on, it's a little like you can recover from the early goal, and they have in the past, but that being, you know, on your star forward.
yeah, and
So-
there are places and situations you don't want to be in.
Gecko says Cole has TiVo. That's the biggest takeaway.
I already led with the fact that I'm older than internet, so y'all have
Is
to
it-
twist the knife.
Is it an
Okay?
actual TiVo though? Is it a real TiVo?
It is a real
Oh God! All right, cool. I thought we were just using the word as a euphemism.
no.
No,
And,
it's
Gek-
a real TiVo.
Gek is watching us
Give her my
on.
TiVo.
Okay, I have kept that thing ever since Janet Jackson's mishap. All right, I know all y'all know what I'm talking
That
about.
was before you and me.
That
It
is
has
a
served-
TiVo-able
I'm
moment right
telling
there.
you, it has served me well ever since. Okay.
And by the way, Gecko is watching us on TikTok Live.
Nice. I love it.
Nice.
So here's obviously we're on an audio medium for the most part, but I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. But I will use
Vintage,
my hands as well for the people that are watching live. For me, Duran was tumbling over him. His right foot was out a little, and he brought it back in.
No.
If you're trying to, for me, if you
that's
are
the
trying to
optics.
avoid stepping on the guy, you step wide, and maybe you fall on top of him, which is just part of the fucking
And that's
game.
why, when you look
But-
at the picture, the second his foot even gets close to making contact, his outside ankle buckles in and he goes down because he
The ankle.
realizes
Remember I brought
he
the ankle
has not been able to avoid it. Do you want me to pull up the picture? Because I've got it right
His
here on the
leg
phone.
swung in. He knew what he was
He
doing.
did
He was
not
being
swing it in
cheeky.
on
He was
purpose.
trying to step
He's
on.
never gotten a red card before. His
That means
facial
nothing.
expression
So yeah,
was
I don't
neutral.
think that matters. I think
we let y'all talk.
Yes.
So let us
When?
let us.
Again, welcome to my household.
I think
So I
Bam.
I agree with you. That's optics. Now I don't know. I think maybe that's camera angle. Maybe that's just the way we saw it. I think
Could-
the
that's
optics
fair.
that made the optics of that make that look bad.
Bam.
I think what really did it was the first foot, the one that rolled after he stepped on Char's thigh.
Yeah.
I think that one was avoidable.
Yeah.
And he just was like, well, I'm here. I can leave one on him
And just let it go.
and let it go.
All
And
the
had
way
he
up.
just stepped on him and probably rolled over and just fell on him and been fine, I think he gets a yellow and it's done and dusted. But the optics of that second foot coming over and stamping him on the
Right.
back, that sealed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think maybe I will even agree. Maybe tough. I'll still take it because fuck you guys. And I don't really have a real
Love
reason
it.
to dislike you guys. Like that rivalry came out of a moment of like you guys wanting to inflict pain on us when we went down,
Right.
And now it's a rivalry.
Right,
So, you know what I
right,
mean? So
right.
yeah, I will take that all day of the week, and I'll let you guys slide while we
Yeah.
ride that wave. But yeah, tough call. It definitely changed. I don't think it changed the momentum of the game. The momentum just went further south for you
Yeah.
guys.
Right.
We were still in
Look
the
at that.
driver's seat.
He's
Well,
falling.
and I definitely agree with you that like I said, he went hard in the paint. He was
yeah.
gunning.
No.
But they
for
were
it,
both.
right?
And again, we all
That's a yellow
applauded
card
that
tackle
shit
through
last
the
week.
back.
Right.
Like, that's,
Exactly.
It's fine. And he's
Exactly.
Colombian. I get it.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
at the end of the day, it fight, flight, or freeze is not something you can control.
It's
And
not on
I
purpose.
think he meant to
That
go
was
for the
so
tackle.
fast. Oh,
yeah.
I think once he started to actually go down,
Yeah.
he lost his control
Yeah.
over the fall, and I don't
think
think
so.
he intended to go all the way up the man's ass.
Like I said, I think that second
watch that
one I don't
again.
think was intentional. Like
Yeah.
it just kind of was like, oh shit, what do I do? What do I do?
what's happening?
But I
Oh
do
no, I'm
think
going
that
down with
first
you.
one
Oh
on
no,
his
no.
thigh, the one he
Yeah.
rolled, was kind of like, it's right here. Let
like,
me
ooh,
just
his
leave.
booty hole.
Like we've all been, like we've played this game. Like, we've all been like,
Oh, yeah.
it's right there. Let me just stamp on him.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go down. I'll be
Right.
fine.
Got him.
And then
Yeah.
the other one looked worse.
Yeah.
And then his appeal gets rejected the minute he kicks the water bottle.
Right. Well,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
what
that-
hurt
that
him.
was
The appeal might
stupid.
have actually really been heard, but you
Legitimately.
kick the water bottle and
Right.
you throw the tantrum on the sideline. You're
Right.
done.
it's over.
Like, come on, dude. You just got started.
Yeah.
You just
Also-
got started. Show a
also
little decorum. Act like you've
hard-
been here before.
Yeah.
Also hard to handle emotions when that has just happened to you. So I don't
Yeah.
necessarily blame him for kicking the water bottle, but it also
No.
doesn't help your case. at
Because
all.
he was innocent and he was pissed because he was innocent.
Hey, well then he just completely screwed himself if he was
Yeah,
innocent.
he's got to
Well, when you
Because
get
he-
falsely accused of stuff and they say you were trying to do violent conduct and you weren't, you were both just going full stream and you lost your footing and you were trying to avoid doing more damage, of course you're going to be
I don't know,
pissed.
it's pretty-
You walk off the pitch, you throw a water bottle in the locker room
Yeah.
where the league doesn't see you, and
That's
maybe they
right.
overhear your appeal. But then they see you act like a
right.
petulant child. They go, "That call looks good to us."
Yeah.
I agree.
Everything
And-
stands. Because here's the other thing
I
too.
agree. He shouldn't have done it.
VAR
But
looked.
the first one was not important.
think- yeah,
VAR
that's
looked at it
key.
quickly and immediately agreed with the
Oh.
referee because they said no clear
Oh.
and obvious error with the call in the field.
You're right. So now, whenever VAR looks at it quickly and agrees, we can't disagree with VAR. Next, you're going to
long-
quote the pundits. Come on.
As long as I can use that argument against you from now on, I'm perfectly fine with
well,
it.
and I-
Next time,
Because that is
Alexi
normally,
Lawless.
if I do that, she
Next
goes,
time,
"You're not allowed
Lexi
to do
from
that."
the desk says something, I'll be like, oh, well,
I
the
will
pundit
admit
said.
that's where I think it even further falls apart for fans and the club is like Emery's words are like, well, we have VAR. What's VAR? Like, we used VAR. You may not have liked this decision. I get that. That's happened to us. That's happened to you. That's happened to everybody.
Yeah.
But we used it.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure the way they
Who's sweating
intended
my
to
headache?
use. No, you're fine.
I mean, it's
Like-
not consistent. Donnarumma, what's his name, got cleated in the face and there was no call.
Yeah, but he kind of deserved it, probably.
Not denying that.
That's all.
Yeah.
Courtroom at least says
isn't
don't
that
be a
also a different
cunt. I don't
league?
know who that is, too.
It's a different league.
It's definitely not me.
Not me.
Oh, we know who's not.
So, segueing there, ladies, you all have a choice you need to make. Would you like
yeah.
barrel aged, OG, or white girl mistakes, pumpkin spice?
Oh, she definitely want white girl mistakes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
All right,
that
Mel,
feels
would you
right.
mind handing me the two shot glasses and the white girl mistakes, and I will pour for you while I ask the following
Oh, I don't want white
question.
girl mistakes. I've had them. I've made them.
Which one do you want then, Mrs. Houston?
I want the OG.
OG. Okay, let me get the two glasses as
I
well,
want
please.
authenticity because that's
I
the
need
new
the glasses as
that's
well.
the new white girl
Paradigm
move right
shift
now.
is great, though, because like
Oh,
when I first started coming
Hold
here,
on. I'm
I
sorry.
used to have to drink it all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I don't. I haven't done it in like the last 3 times I've been here.
You've got a whole month to fuck that off.
Oh, I will.
There'll be
Don't worry.
shows.
The season ain't over yet.
It's gonna happen, yeah.
So let me go to Cole and Melissa first as I pour the shots here, and then I'll pose it to you as well, Alan, because this fits for both of you. Where do you see your club and your chances for qualifying for Europe? Because let's face it, there's only going to be 4 spots between the last Champions League spot, which feels like that's up for grabs, 5th, 6th, and 7th, assuming people don't win cups that aren't supposed to win cups, right? So a la what happened last year with United winning the FA Cup and knocking you guys out of being in Europe because of that. So to you guys, I pose to you, how comfortable are you with things right now? Do you feel that you're certainly in the discussion for Europe? And
Oh, yeah.
please go.
I think where they are now is pretty comfortable. I don't know that it's going to be as strong as they hoped it would be, but they have shown a pretty substantial showing for Europe, and I would say that qualifying is not going to be an issue if they keep up the same gameplay and the same sort of aggressive match play that they've shown thus far. If they let that slip, if they continue this slide, right, then yeah, I think they maybe put some of that in jeopardy. Not a whole lot, right? Like, but enough to make you scared as a supporter. So yeah, I think the chances right now are great. I'm not worried about it.
Because where you can't be is exactly where they were, which was not qualify for Europe. And then suddenly the amount of money you are allowed to spend gets handcuffed. And for
Right.
both of your teams playing in Europe, that extra 30, 40 million in allowance is fucking massive. It's absolutely massive. It's not like you're United, you can go sell fucking 1 billion jerseys in China, right? Like, it's just, there's not going to be that kind of overhead capital coming in.
That's right.
Or be like City and do like a little shell game where you move everything around and, you know, your rich uncle from
let's
your
not-
mother's
I
side.
was gonna say all those
Let's not
offshore
forget
accounts.
Chelsea, man.
Yeah, Chelsea doing it as well.
Writing off hotel sales to
Buying
themselves and shit.
hotel. Yeah, the owner
Right?
buying hotels from the club for himself. Now, Alan, as you pass this
Hi,
over to
Auburn.
Nicole, I want
Hey,
you.
Sam. Say hi, Auburn.
Hey, what's up, Sprink? How you doing, brother? You're gonna enjoy the glass that's in.
Sprinkle just joined us on the TikToky Live.
Love it. And so, Alan, before I have the ladies do their shots, I turn it to you. How do you feel about your prospects for Europe? Because it wasn't good a while ago, and it seems like you're finally in the hunt.
Wasn't good like a month ago. No, I think, like I said, we've found. I think we figured some things out. We've turned a corner. If we keep playing like this, a lot like your sentiments. If we kind of keep this momentum, we stay healthy. We don't have the distraction of Europe. Yeah, I think we're perfectly fine. The table, it's right there, and the 2, 3, and 4 are bunched up close anyway. I think we're 3 points or 4 points off.
And you're in a you're in a cup semi
We're in a
as
cup
well.
semi.
That helps too, because if you win that cup, that's an
Yeah.
automatic bid, and 7th place no longer has a spot. Well,
Yeah.
the way the new rules are written up, 8th or 9th or even 10th can get into Europe now because of success in that league itself, and it certainly helps that
Success.
Yeah.
every team in the championship is the Champions League is cruising right now,
Yeah.
and United's killing it, Chelsea's killing it, and Spurs are qualifying as well. So it seems like all 7 teams that are in Europe are all doing well. So you might not have to be 7th place. You could probably be 8th or 9th and maybe get into McRib, you know?
Yeah, I think right now I think we're good. I
Yeah.
want to see top 6. That'd be nice.
I did.
All right.
Yeah.
Ladies?
I was showing her these are the fucking Mike Ashley glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I noticed that.
That
Fucking new
quality.
glasses.
That quality.
That was not a red. That was not intentional.
Surprising.
That was not him putting boots up the ass. Duran's a good guy. That was his first red card. He was losing his balance. I stand by that.
It's
That's
gonna
it.
be the angriest Lord.
You know who else is a nice guy?
Not giving you the
And
satisfaction
an
of a
inspiration for the
reaction.
children. Young Min's son. And guess what? Their team lost. Nottingham Forest is... for real, we're going to have to take Forest seriously.
Yeah.
Forest
Yeah,
is
for
in the
real.
fucking discussion. And you think about their team... You see how many times it fails miserably that you get kind of the cast-offs of all the big six clubs, and normally it doesn't mold well, and maybe one of those guys plays out. They're all doing well.
Oh my God.
It's all working.
So well.
It's all working brilliantly. Nuno failed miserably at Spurs. Everything's working perfectly at Forest. Like it's
Yep.
like it's the
Yep.
first year of Wolves in the league all over again. I just Alenga is on fire right now. It was Chris Wood, now it's Alenga. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought about taking a shot every time they said Gibbs White to Alenga. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, you're not going to make it in time to get to the studio if you try to do that.
Yeah. No, it was
Because it was beautiful. I mean, every single time they connected, it was amazing. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, this is not the Forest that I was watching 2 seasons ago. This is
No.
amazing.
Yeah, they're playing great. Now here's the thing. Seriously, Spurs, this is what you're going to stick to this idea no matter what.
Yeah.
You're never going to have a plan B. And remember, Ange says he going to win something this year because he wins something every second year.
Yeah.
You ain't never managed Spurs before, asshole. They don't ever fucking win anything. Like, fucking baffled by it. Absolutely baffled by it. This is a team that, yes, Manchester City is a wounded animal right now, but they beat the shit out of Manchester City and have promptly done fuck all since. In fact, if anything, they've done a really good job of getting their asses kicked since.
Yeah.
Like, it's just wrapping my head around it as a whole is completely fucking baffling with this team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the experiment works. I see the next question coming up, so I won't ruin it for you. But like, we'll see. Right now, I think everybody has the luxury right now of the league being very wide open.
Yeah,
Like as
very
much
close.
as I guess we've all at some point, especially people like supporting the clubs that we support, have bitched about the parity of the league. It's fucking wide open.
Oh God, yeah.
Right,
I think
right.
I think we feel pretty confident about who number 1, 2, and 3 are going to be.
Yeah.
and we're pretty confident about the bottom 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, even like 16th and 15th place could work there. They're only 5 points behind the people in front of them, and if you catch that,
Right.
you're then 3 points out of 4th.
But I
like
didn't-
it's just that's how fucking tight it is right now.
I'd even go as far as to say 2, 3, and 4, even right now. All it takes is a bad month.
Yeah.
And they're all 3 out of the top 4.
Right.
Especially
Absolutely.
with form around them. So yeah, it's interesting.
So, do we think Forest is going to slide? And do we think Spurs will? Do we think it's too late for Spurs to even get into the discussion? Because frankly, let's talk about it. They're 12th fucking place right now. You know.
Spurs, yes, because they're Spurs. Yeah, it's too. I mean, they'll maybe get to like 8th, 7th. I say, but like they got to figure something. He said it to everybody. I don't know why this is a surprise to anybody. He was like, "This is just how I play, and this is what you're gonna
Right.
get." And now people are like, "You don't have a plan B?" And he's like, "No,
Nope.
this is my thing. This is my whole personality."
Right.
Yeah. So no, I think they have a really tough time unless they figure something the fuck out.
Yeah.
And Forest will slide because I think they have to.
Right.
Like this is a breakneck pace for a team that. Look at the teams around them,
Yeah.
quality-wise, I guess, let's quote-unquote.
But this team ain't falling out of the top 10 for the
Oh,
season.
no,
they're
no,
going to
absolutely
be
not.
like
No, no, no.
7th or 8th
Absolutely
place.
not,
Like
yeah.
they're not going to go away.
Yeah, not a major slide, but yeah, I think they're going to hit a skid.
Yeah.
That's why I think there's a lot still in the balance here, even to
Well,
the top 2 or 3.
And to your point, I think, for that reason that that Forest is going to try to fight. They may not slide, like you said, all the way. They're going to ruin a few teams' days, right? And just like we have seen in the past, they may not win, but they're going to draw for a few weeks, just enough, like to your point. they may go down to 8th, but I think that's as far as they go.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're right in
If they
it.
go down there, right?
Newsflash, I was completely convinced that this project was going to completely implode, and I had them as one of the teams going down. I was convinced that Forest was going to completely implode, and they were doing
that's
the
been the
exact
story the
opposite.
last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
That's been what they. That's
Yeah,
been
but
what
they've
we come
hung
to
on.
expect.
Like they've hung on. Like
Yeah,
I did
I
not
mean, they
expect them
haven't
to
faced
be
relegation.
this. Now,
Right.
the West London derby, the end of it did not disappoint, but I gotta say, it felt like Chelsea was always in control until the last 10 minutes, and then they weren't. It was just like, oh shit, we lost. Like, is this a product of a team that is just really fucking young? Is that really what it is with
Yeah.
Chelsea?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. And Harry Wilson does it again. Super sub comes in. This is now both of their London derbies. They did it to Brentford. Brentford was leading the entire game. They scored 2 at the death to win. In this one, they're losing 1-0 the entire game. They scored 2 at the death to win. I mean, it was just great from Fulham. And this was another one of those instances. And for some reason, I want to give this coach more credit than I want to give Nuno. But I feel like what Marco has done with Fulham since bringing him up, this team's in the discussion, man. Like, if this team finishes 5th place, I will not be surprised by it.
No.
I won't be at all. Like, especially with the parity, as you mentioned, of the rest of the league.
Right.
But they're right. I mean, they're fucking in it. They're in it.
And I feel like you kind of have to give him a little bit of leeway because the team is young, right? Like the players are, everybody is still learning each other, much less the coach.
But
Right?
I mean, we're talking about Chelsea.
Oh, no.
No, Fulham, they're a little older.
Fulham.
Yeah,
Chelsea
no.
is
Is
very
older,
young.
but yeah, Chelsea. I mean, you have to.
Well, and that's the thing with Chelsea, and then we'll kind of wrap up this segment because we've already gone very long. But I wanted to let your game get all the priority. And also, frankly, it's not something that Graham and I talk a ton about, right? So I have to worry about the 80 minutes of show that's Graham talking about Arsenal the entire fucking time. So for me, Chelsea's in second, but they just don't feel like a title contender. I feel like Arsenal has a better chance of surging and catching up to Liverpool than I feel like Chelsea will, just because they're just so fucking young.
Yeah.
And they had such a massive roster. And this guy Maresca had to really change overall culture and how he was going to run things. And it's taken time.
Yep.
And I feel like games like Everton, right, where they just got bullied around and forced to play an ugly game.
Yeah.
And then games like this where your rivals are a little bit more up for it than you are because you're young and you don't get what a derby
Get
is.
what it means, yeah.
And there's going to be mistakes like
That's
this
a
out of
good
them.
point. I didn't even think about that. That they didn't even understand the importance of the match
and
that they're
it's
playing.
the fabric of the club too. That club became a little bit different than what it traditionally was, right? Like with all the money injected in it over the last 2 decades. So like in the 80s, there would have been heads cracked open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
like it, everybody was late to kick off for tea and shit because it's a new Chelsea. You know what I mean? And so I think the atmosphere there, it's weird.
Dare I say, Chelsea being a little Fulhamish? Manchester is fucking burning, and we are all fucking here for it. We are all here for it.
I love it.
Everton 1, Manchester City 1, Wolverhampton 2, Manchester United 0. City gets the early lead, but the Toffees battle. They like. It seemed like the Toffees just were going to sit back and let it be what it was. And you know what? We'll take a third 0-0 against a big club, and we'll just keep on rolling. Then they had to force the action. And that goal from Njai, good pass over, but his ability to just kind of hit it off the outside of the foot and curve it the other way. And after that, we come into the second half. Clear away a penalty. Absolutely a penalty. Only problem is Barney, I'm sorry, I mean Pickford in his purple kit.
Yeah.
Kind of humbled Holland there a little bit, didn't he?
He did.
I mean, it was
humble,
almost like he knew where it was going. Like, check that old water bottle. He is now tied Tim Howard for the most penalty saves for an Evertonian keeper in their career at 7. Both of them more than even Neville Southall. I mean, who I would say is the best Everton goalkeeper of all time.
Congratulations, Pickford.
Yeah.
That.
He's real good at it.
Tiny
yeah.
arms.
Yep. I mean, those tiny arms saved Anthony Gordon's one.
He gets them out there.
You know. I love Shore Billy texted me during the game, and he's like, you know, it's bad enough they put him in the green one for looking like a T-Rex. Now they're putting him in a purple one and making him look like Barney. Well, like, don't matter, motherfuckers.
It's as if they're listening to the show.
Motherfucker getting the goddamn rave on. That is for damn sure. Honestly, we've already kind of spoke to the woes of Manchester City. So, obviously, I already know your answer. You're fucking here for it, right? You are loving the implosion. You are loving every aspect of it. Him bitching about not having enough people. When he has 3 teams of fucking players. The amount of money they've spent that you weren't allowed to spend.
Correct.
For Everton, at the start of the month, this was supposed to be a shit month.
Yeah.
You had Wolves, who you thought you would get 3 points against, but then it was Liverpool, which got postponed due to the weather. Then it was Arsenal, Chelsea, and City, and you figured in, and then you still have Forest at the end of the month. You figured in all of that, you would be lucky if you came away with 3 points. We're already sitting at 6. Like,
Not bad.
I mean,
it's boring. It's not attractive. It's not fun. This season, Everton gets a pass. Dyche gets a pass. It's just keep the fucking team up, move to the new fucking stadium. We have the new ownership coming in. It doesn't matter how it looks. Just get
Just
results
stay
and
up.
stay the fuck up, which
Right.
I'm feeling like now this team is going to comfortably do. This feels like a 14th place team to me. They're going to get the wins they need to get, and they're going to grind out ugly draws when they have to. And, you know, they're going to occasionally they're going to get whooped by Man United 4-0. That's going to occasionally happen. Some days it's going to be a bad day at the office. That happened with Spurs earlier in the season too, losing them. And then they're going to have a head scratcher like losing 1-0 to Southampton. That shit's going to happen.
Yep.
But for the most part, this team's going to do what they need to do, and they're going to stay up. Yes, Mel.
Shore Billy says Pickford is the only reason that team isn't in the drop zone. And, well, this way you can fight the next point deduction for next season.
Well, that was going to lead me to Manchester City. So Manchester City is about to face the regulatory board. So from this, Alan, how many points are Everton deducted for City's crimes?
At least 50. Take a generation or two to get back up.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
My conspiracy theory that I floated out there a few weeks ago, well, more about a month ago, was for me, I feel like the Prem will actually, quote, throw the book at City. It ain't going to be like 40 points. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that to them, but they're going to do some big number like 20.
Yeah.
And then after appeal, it's going to be 10. City will still manage to finish in a European spot. And then the league can stand there and go, look at us. We're so brave. We put them in check. And it will really mean fuck all. Fuck all. And they'll be like, yeah, this is behind us now. We don't need to worry about this. This never happened.
Oh, yeah. It's totally performative.
Yeah.
Totally performative.
I'm not crazy in my conspiracy thought, am I? That feels perfectly right to me.
No. Look, we love a good conspiracy,
Right.
Us Newcastle supporters. But it does feel more and more like, remember when we were like, hey, they really don't want us to have new ownership, do they? It really started to feel like they were like, yeah, no, we don't want anyone having new ownership at all.
Precisely.
Anyone.
Well, I mean, ours
Period.
took forever to happen as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it finally got done. It's been a year and a half of us trying, and this is a group that came in twice for us, right? It was like, you know, didn't have any problems with the Saudi government being involved, but some finance bros wanted to buy our team, and they were like, whoa,
Listen,
too far.
No problem with this. That's a good
Listen,
fucking point.
Oil money's still money. Crypto's weird, bro. Crypto's fucking strange. All right? It's unregulated.
Fucking love it. There's a show title. Crypto's weird.
Crypto's fucking weird, dude.
United. We were talking about this last week about how we would just love to see Bruno Fernandes get a red for running his mouth or a yellow for running his mouth. And this time he committed a couple of dumb fouls. And the second one, what the fuck are you thinking?
Idiot.
Like, I guess he's so used to bitching his way out of getting into trouble that he just figured, okay, I'm going to land in one more hard tackle and I'm going to talk my way out of it. And then I'll be a good boy the rest of the game. Except for it didn't happen.
There was no rest.
But here's the thing. United did fuck all before that. United was showing nothing in the match as it was. Like, it's this club is baffling in the regards that they're almost like the financial crash, right? They're too big to fail, right? There's so much money.
Yeah.
They're
Gotcha.
such a massive club.
Yeah.
But God damn, sorry, Russ, if they aren't fucking trying to.
Yeah.
They are. And I think it's on, like, if there was no better evidence, it was this match because, God bless them. You know, you brought up the exploring your sexuality.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Wolves games because they were in the top 5 for me. And it was like watching paint dry. Okay. Like, and to watch this match and I mean, yes, they have improved, and yes, they are doing better this season. But to watch Wolves kind of run around circles, literally around Manchester, it was like, are y'all just trying to not win? Like it was. I think it was really early on. It was maybe in the first half, like really at like maybe the 40-minute mark. I was like, if they don't do something, they're just going to throw the whole match away.
That was right after Bruno went off, and it was a disaster. It was a fucking disaster. And the funny thing is then every once in a while, just to keep their fucking supporters happy, they're brilliant for 2 minutes and beat City. Like that seems what they offer.
And that's exactly what they're going to do.
Go ahead, Alan.
I was going to say, I was having this discussion with somebody the other day, and I likened them to, I guess, what I have seen. And there's, I'll make an NFL analogy, like what I have seen the progression of the Cowboys become over 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? So like,
that's a perfect
it's this
analogy.
giant brand, this giant behemoth of a machine, like you said, too big to fail. But then like I even last year, and this is just a side note, like last year I noticed like the hole in the roof with the water coming down in the stand. I'm like, you guys have just let the whole club fall apart. Like not just you've like to the outside world, it's still Manchester United, but then everybody's kind of getting a peek behind the curtain. And it's like, oh, you guys have just mismanaged this. Like you mismanaged Coca-Cola. Like you mismanaged a global fucking brand. What are you doing?
They're a CEO that just got a tax break and they did stock
You
buybacks
mismanaged
as opposed
Twitter.
to paying their employees.
But more so like now it's become like, and to go back to my Cowboys analogy, like remember the Cowboys of our younger years, like
That's right.
Players went there to win championships. They went there to win football games. And like now the Cowboys, you get a lot of guys and coaches that go there to get paychecks. And they get massive paychecks because Jerry throws money at the problem. And he's like, yep, I'm gonna get Dak, I'm gonna get this, that, or the other. And those guys collect paychecks and live in mediocrity, and they live off of going to beat the Eagles in Philly one year. Like that's their big to do for their 8-8 season. Right. You know what I mean? Like so, and that's what a lot of Manchester United feels like now. Like you've got world superstars, internationals, massive young coaches coming. Ten Hag was the biggest, hottest commodity in fucking European football. Does that guy have a job right now?
No.
These just said that nobody said anything about it.
I haven't bothered learning the new guy's name yet because I feel it's just kind of pointless. But apparently he was hot shit at Porto. They were undefeated.
Right?
So.
Apparently.
It's like, dude, think of the last couple guys that were hot shit at Porto.
Yeah.
There's some massive names in European football still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This guy is about to fucking be in the chow line with Ten Hag.
At least he's getting paid.
Like, it's just wild to me. Like, when I've kind of come to the realization of what Manchester United is now.
Yeah.
Like, and sorry to our Manchester United, well, not really, but friends who are fans.
Yeah.
This is like, that's what it is. The brand's rotten, and you didn't even know it.
Real quick to Wolves, was it just as simple as getting a better defensive manager, that Gags was over his head and that it were Victor Pereira? Because a couple of shutouts in a row for them. And they now find themselves out of the drop zone.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's been this team that I've been kind of constantly saying, they're going to get it right. They've got to get it right. They've got, like, there's, like, Max Kelmans is not that massive of a loss. This team was very good last year. Like, what the hell? Yes, producer Mel.
There's a lot of thoughts in the chat. First of all, everyone
I
thinks
I fucking poked the house.
Alan 100% from Danny. You know, Danny from Wolves. He says a few journos trying to sell our players to Man U, but here's the thing: if United buys Cunha instead of Adenori, then no one has changed, and United are doomed for the foreseeable.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So many
not wrong.
vanity signings.
Oh, it's absolutely the
fuck,
case.
They went through a whole fucking year of battling for our director of football.
Yeah.
And now he's gone.
And now he's gone.
wow.
Yeah, and then they got rid of him. And they still got to pay him.
And they still have to pay him.
Again, the blessing and curse of that team is that they print fucking money.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said, we could say, not even China, because China's an unfair example because of the population. Like, Africa sells more Manchester United jerseys
There we go.
than your club sells jerseys across the entire world.
Yeah.
Then your club sells jersey across. In fact, they sell more, you know, they sell more jerseys in, say, like, let's take half their jersey sales than all three of our clubs fucking combined.
Yeah.
You know? It just,
That's crazy.
it's insane the money they fucking make.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you don't put it into the stadium.
Yeah.
You
You've done
don't put it
nothing
into the, like, you just make the vanity signing. You make, like, oh, we're going to sign back Paul Pogba at $100 million loss and then let him walk again on a free. Like, just their inability to be financially responsible, but they don't have to be. They don't have to be.
they
It'll never fucking fail. God, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Wolves, but sorry, Danny. Trust me, when you're on the show in a few weeks, you're gonna get to talk
Good
all the
fucking
Wolves
good
you want.
win.
Talk all about Wolves.
Good win. They fucking suck.
I mean,
It's
at
great.
the end of the day, like, I do feel like it was Manchester United giving the match away.
Yeah.
Like, they just gave it away.
I think this is the first time they're out of the drop, and they may fall back in again, but I feel like this is the start to safety. Because for me, and I'll say it now so we don't have to say it during OSO, I think the three teams that got promoted are easily the three worst teams, and they're going to be the three teams that go down.
Yeah.
Rounding out the rest of the league in OSO, that happened. Bournemouth 0, Palace 0, West Ham 1, Southampton 0, Liverpool 3, Leicester 1, Brentford 0, Brighton 0, Arsenal 1, Ipswich 0. Cherries needed to do better. They had a lot of shots, but not very many on target. This is what they do. They play really well against the big six clubs, and then this is a game in your building you should be winning, despite the fact that Palace are playing good currently. This is a game you should be winning, and they fuck it off. This is why, okay, great, you're in fifth place, you're not going to be there for long. Sorry, guys.
Nope.
Like, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. No, I'd agree.
Palace, do we feel like they're finally through their woes, even with Eza being hurt? Do we think they're going to be, all right, or do we think they're still in the relegation talk?
I think they're still in relegation talk.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's no consistency.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
I agree. And I think overall, they're still struggling to recover from just change in general with the players, change with the club. I mean, just...
Yeah. Well,
They're recovering.
Your boyfriend's doing well.
I know.
Yeah, he's been doing real well.
But the question that you asked was not about my boyfriend.
Okay, well, then here's a question about your boyfriend. A few weeks ago, he took one right to the face. Did you reach out to him, say, "Hey, baby, I got you. I'll come over, rub your face for you for a few hours, make you feel better"?
Don't you worry about where his face is. Don't you worry about that. It's all better now.
There we go. That's all we need to know. You know what? Irons, other than that really bad loss to Arsenal, they've put together a few results. Like in their last 6, other than that bad loss to Arsenal, they're doing all right. Areola's back healthy. He got subbed in. Furlong's healthy. I mean, obviously, they're not going to have Mikel Antonio, and he may not even play again. Who knows? But
Yeah.
the overall health of the team seems to be getting there.
Yeah.
They seem to be responding to Lopetegui. Lopetegui seems to be willing to adjust his plans, unlike Ange, where he goes, okay, because Lopetegui wants to play a more aggressive style as well.
Yeah.
But, they seem to be doing better. And for you guys, okay, great. Now the Saints are playing defense. Does it really mean fucking anything?
No.
20th with a bullet, right? Like,
They're terrible.
They're really bad.
So bad.
And yet they still have more points than City do right now since November.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's a crazy statement.
Yeah, don't worry. City play Leicester next. They'll take care of that. They'll take care of that problem real quick. Leads us right into the next one. Hey, the Foxes scored first.
Hey.
Right? I texted Mel when I was watching this match. I'm like, yeah, Liverpool is having the match I thought we would. Because he scored easy.
Oh, yeah.
Like right in the first. It was like, what, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that? It was super early. I was like, yeah, get some, boys. And Liverpool is not going to let you get any more the rest of the match. So I hope you enjoyed it. First one's free.
So I am an Evertonian through and through.
Yep.
And I hate Liverpool with all of my heart. There's a little tiny bit of me actually wants them to win the league this year, since it already seems kind of a foregone conclusion.
Oh, snap.
Just so I then have to listen to Liverpuddians try to explain to me how Klopp's era was so successful. Because Arne Slot comes in his first year, wins something that they couldn't win at all until the COVID year. You know, when Liverpool finally won one. I will find that incredibly hysterical, and really, I think all it is, it's the same fucking team. All he's done is got him to show some fucking composure.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
They just it's not. They're still aggressive. It's not the heavy metal that Klopp was, but there's a little composure to them. But they're still an aggressive team. They still go forward. They'll still press you. It's just composed.
Yeah.
And I mean, do we think somebody's going to chase them down? Because I mean, Arsenal maybe, but Liverpool's going to have to drop games. And tell me where Liverpool's dropping games.
Is it 7 points?
6 points as of today, but they have a game in hand. And now, to defense of that, Liverpool's game in hand is a derby at Goodison.
Okay.
So that could be a draw.
Okay.
Like, that could be a draw. But
could.
they're playing so fucking well.
I'm the wrong one to ask. As a person who's lost a 12-point lead, yeah, they can be fucking caught. So, and the way the league is right now, it could very easily fucking happen. So yeah, I would not put the title in their hands quite yet.
Got it. Cole, what do you think? Do you think it's theirs, or
I think it's theirs.
Yeah.
I appreciate your
They are
optimism.
good enough.
I mean, if they keep doing what they are doing, they got it. They got it.
I would like, because he's my friend and my very close friend, I would love to see Arsenal come back and win it. I'd love to see him, but I'm not sure where Liverpool are going to drop points. Now, they could have a bad month, right? And that can change everything. But
Anything
right now,
can happen.
it doesn't feel like there's a slip in their game. I mean, they are purring. They're playing so. Go down a goal means fuck off. We'll still beat the shit out of you.
I love the same person you're talking about, but not as much as to say that I would like them to win the league. I would go as far as to say that I'd rather Forest win the league than Arsenal win the league.
That's a big call there. You know what?
On the day of her birth. Love you, buddy.
Update. No breaking news.
Okay.
No breaking news. No breaking news.
No breaking news
No
yet.
breaking news yet. Okay, good.
All seagulls. All seagulls. Just no goals. And I would say that's because Flecken, for the first 30 minutes, had himself a day. Problem was he then got hurt. The replacement came in, did just fine. We were all right. But that's a good sign for the Bees to keep a team like Brighton out. But I also feel like Brighton right now they've been stumbling a little. It feels like maybe the constant selling in youth might be catching up to them as far as being contenders for Europe.
Yeah.
I still feel they're far and away safe, and they're far and away a top 10 team. I just feel like there's a little bit of regression from the great start they had that saw them in first place after the first month. And Flecken hopefully is healthy because they can't afford to not have him in the net.
I don't know what they do if he goes down.
Yeah. I feel like they've already been punching above their weight so far this season. Particularly now, Wisa has slid into the Tony position with zero problems at all, and they could score goals like it's going out of style. The problem is they also a ton of goals if Flecken isn't able to stop everything. So that's been the hard thing there. Finally, the Tractor Boys, they played well. I mean, they played well. They really did. And I'll give it to them. And another team played, and we talk about them enough, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Big Sam. Championship corner.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
I've got it now.
Good.
Ready?
Sure money.
The shit you miss out on when we go live. Because none of this will be on the main show. It was a bevy of buttons.
Oh my
So many
god.
buttons.
Bevy
So many buttons.
of buttons.
It was so
I just,
the
at some
buttons.
point, I just said, fuck it. I'm going to hit all of them.
So
All of them.
Buddy the Elf, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's just all-
They're so lighty yummy.
would it surprise you all to hear that Sam Graham missed his bet again?
No.
Down $1,700 now. We didn't bet the first week of the year, so he is a big whopping 0 for 17. He has decided this week to
9-way parlay.
a 5-way parlay, but we're so used to him doing that. Over 2.5 goals in Leicester versus City, not picking a winner. Palace to beat Southampton. Over 2.5 goals in Tottenham and Wolves, not taking a winner there. Under 3.5 in the Fulham Bournemouth match, and Liverpool to beat West Ham, and that will net him a plus 629.
Not good gambling.
And he will lose again. Now, what he where he misses bets, I hit bets. I am now up $235 because my bet came in this week.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Alan, I know you're a big fan of this. Did you know that 23.52941118% of the time, it works 100% of the time, baby?
Beautiful.
The maths perfectly,
Very,
baby.
very specific.
It is. It is. It works better than Sex Panther works, baby.
I mean, clearly.
It is. All the women come for Big Sam's Lock of the Week. They are like, this is what we're here for. Tell us how to make money, Daddy, and I do it. That's how it works. I am going to go ahead and take a 2-game parlay. I'm going to take Fulham and Newcastle to beat Bournemouth and Manchester United at plus 487. So a little bit of a risk, but if I lose, I will be down and still be in the black. I'll be to plus 185, and Graham will be down $1,800. So that'll work
good.
out even better.
Yeah,
And
that's nice.
it's not like he doesn't have a 4th child to pay for college for now, but he'll just keep losing all their money, all of their money. Oh, that is going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Cole, any parting words?
Nope.
Nothing. Okay.
Nope. Malort sucks.
Malort sucks. What did you
sucks.
think of the white girl mistakes? The pumpkin spice.
Regrets.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Regrets.
it
Sounds awful.
That's a good way to phrase it.
It tastes like a night you probably had too much to drink, didn't it?
No.
Like creamy fucking pumpkin shots all night.
It tasted like the night that you had too much to drink coming back up.
Yeah,
It was awful.
That's why we call it white girl mistakes, because then it tastes like pumpkin latte, pumpkin spice too. Makes it even better.
No.
Alan, any parting words?
Forced sodomy is always a red card.
There we go.
Well, it's a good thing that is not what happened.
Yeah,
That's not what they thought.
yeah,
That's
you
all I'm
know.
saying.
I think Graham would call that a surprise dolphin.
Love it.
Perfect. Alrighty.
Hey, guess what?
What's that?
Hey, Shorebilly, I'm going to go figure out how to live stream Injury Time over at Patreon.
Very good. Well, there is going to be no EFL show tonight. We're going to come back with that next week. Although they've been playing, we bitch about the Premier League schedule. The lower leagues, they play for basically for a month and a half. They play 2 matches a week every single week. So it's like 4 days between matches, and it's just over and over and over. And then they go, oh, by the way, here's the FA Cup too.
Yeah.
Go do that. Woohoo! Have fun. But next up is going to be Injury Time. And Injury Time is where we talk about our adopted club, the beers that we've been drinking. And we also check in on our fantasy and then preview the weekend's action. Well, really, this will be more the Sunday, Monday, Wednesday action because schedules are weird. Should somebody want to support the show, Cole, could you tell people how to do it?
It is at DU Football Show on all of the socials. And if you want to send an email, it's dufootballshow@gmail.com.
You said it so confidently, except for you missed the whole plug.
Oh. sorry.
www.patreon.com/DU Football Show for a small
Still better than Graham.
$5 a month.
Still better than Graham.
$5 a month, you get all of our
Shots
extra
fired.
content, which was sound check, where we were literally checking the mics this time because we just completely rearranged the studio for this episode and for the next 6 weeks while Graham is away. And we also talk about how Melissa's sister is a disappointment when it comes to cooking Christmas dinner. I grabbed hold of you and threw you right under the bus. Not fun when it happens to you, is it? And then, of course, we do Injury Time, which we just talked about. We will see you guys on
get it
Thursday.
there.
Till next time.
Good night.
What? Oh, good night. I was waiting for you to cut it.
Oh, we made it all the way through to the end, and then we were just
All
a
right, tell the
barrel of
live
shit
stream bye.
shows.
Bye, live stream Patreon people. We're gonna try to go live for you though for Injury Time. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us.